I still remember the first time I heard the word aspirational being used to describe a book because it seemed new to me. I was in New York meeting with my publisher for the first time, and arts and crafts came up. He said books about projects like working with stained glass or even writing a novel were aspirational in that people want to do these things, but most people never actually do the things described in the books. They simply aspire to do them. I'm Mignon Fogarty, and this is a select segment from the Bigger Grammar Girl podcast. You can find the whole thing here on my channel too, but we jazzed up this segment for you with images and example sentences. This episode started with a question from a listener named Christy, who thought she was hearing a lot of overlap between the way people were using the words aspirational and inspirational. There's an older definition of aspirational that goes back to the late 1800s and means something like having aspirations. Here's an example from a 2012 Harvard Business Review interview about looking for a job. The interviewer asks how much of a job search should be, quote, dreaming and inspiring and sort of spreading your wings, and how much do you really need to be grounded, realistic, unquote. And the interviewee says, quote, I hate to tell people not to be idealistic and aspirational, and there is a time and a place for that. And my initial instinct upon hearing that question is to split it 50-50, unquote. She says to give 50% of your time, energy, and resources to, quote, areas that are idealistic and aspirational, and take the other 50% and invest in realistic opportunities that may come to fruition, unquote. But a newer but very related meaning of aspirational, with it being used essentially as a marketing term, only goes back to 1981, according to the Oxford English Dictionary. The first example there is from the Wall Street Journal and reads, quote, Harrah's is offering free parking and trying what it calls aspirational TV advertising that forgoes views of casino and hotel interiors and furnishings in favor of a stylish male customer who, while dressing, daydreams of showgirls, gourmet dinners, and gaming tables, unquote. Essentially images of the things he most hopes he'll be doing. So it's always risky to attribute the coining of a term to the first citation, because it may not really be the first use. The word could have been floating around in the culture before it appeared somewhere dictionary makers could make note of it. But there's a small chance this meaning of aspirational was invented by a casino, which, I don't know, just strikes me as funny. But here are a couple of other examples to help you get a better sense of the meaning. This one is from the blog Hyperbole and a Half. The worst part is when you realize all of your aspirational groceries have gone bad and you need to throw them away. And this one is from an interview in Glossy with a jewelry designer who said, quote, I don't want us to be an aspirational brand. We try to give people things they can afford, unquote. A Google Ngram search shows a steady increase in the use of the word aspirational starting around 1990, and for some reason picking up around 2010. And it's consistently been more popular in British English than American English, at least in the books included in the Google Ngram database. Inspirational is a far more common word, and there are about 6 times more examples of it in the corpus of contemporary American English than there are for aspirational. We have sentences such as, he's an inspirational figure, she has an inspirational message, and I find it so inspirational to see someone achieve their dream. Overall, just tons of examples referring to inspirational books, articles, songs, stories, and speakers. So to sum up, you can be aspirational when you aspire to do big things. And today, aspirational is also often used by marketers to describe a product or purchase that people want, especially if it's something people believe will make them better in some way, or will help them live the life they want to be living, or something that seems like something better people or richer people have. By comparison, something inspirational is designed to inspire, to fill you with the feeling that you can do something. The way I think about it is that an author may design a book to inspire people to make stained glass, for example. And people may even say they found the book to be inspirational. It did inspire them. It made them want to make stained glass, imagine themselves making stained glass, or even actually doing it. But the purchase of the book is often aspirational, in that people bought it because they wanted to be the kind of person who makes stained glass, or they hoped they'd find time to make stained glass. I hope that helps. Thanks for the question, Christy. If you liked the video, check out the full podcast for more. The second segment is about some of the ways you can get in trouble with ChatGPT. Thanks to our team at Quick and Dirty Tips for help with the podcast and video. And thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.